this video we try to create a dashboard. So let's do it step by step. For this example, I was looking in the ERX direct action if there's something that we can use and make a dashboard out of it. So for example, let's use the force garbage collection action. In Localization, we have this force garbage collection action that has is some password protection, so not everybody can execute it, and you have of course some explanation how to use this. But I think the problem is most of the people really doesn't know that we have this action. Second, even if you know how it is here, there's also the problem that it's not really clear how to use that. You have to set a password and whatever and this kind of stuff. So it makes really sense to make it in a dashboard. So that means in the dashboard we really don't care anymore. If we need it, we go to the dashboard, click on a button, and we can execute this kind of code. So take a look at this code. What is really important, man? This is the execution code that makes something for a log. We see here that we're creating a log. We have the before state and the after state. And the really important stuff is here going on in ERX extension force garbage collection count. So take a look to this force collection. This is in the ERX extension that is in the current TB deprecated framework. So we will remove that from here and move that to TreasureBoat so that we can use it better in the future. So take a look here what's going on. It's really sample code. I think we can really copy paste it in our new class. So I have already created a new class that will be in TreasureBoat. That means in TB web core. In TB web core we in org.treasurebot.webcore.appserver I made also this tbw garbage collector class, and here you can see tbw garbage collector class that has a log for the log statement, for the log statements, and here that's the method that is like we have like in ERX extension. So copy it over, cleaned up little the code. It was not really cleaning up because it was already really fine. So that means we have now this code here ready to use. Now we can go in ERX extension and we can remove this code here. Of course, there are other places that will call this code. You have to refactor that, but I did this step already because it's not a purpose of the video. So that means currently nothing is calling this method anymore. So can really remove that, make the import change and save it, and this ERX extension is gone. And now go to ERX direct action. That was the last piece, that was calling this one, but like I said, we don't need this anymore. So we can also remove this direct action. So I will remove this here, and let's make the import, save it. We have no error, so remove that. So that means it is now removed from the ERX extension, the current TB deprecated framework, and we have here the new TB garbage collector. So how can we use this class? And let's prepare some steps for creating the dashboard. So I will let me close this tbw webcore and let's go to TB extension. TB extension is the new framework that is the replacement of Java W extension. So that means there's a lot of the exceptions code handling and all kinds of stuff going on that currently be refreshed and rewritten to make it more powerful, HTML5, CSS3 compliant and this kind of stuff. So to really start on, the first thing what we need is an icon. That means we have here the documents folder. In this documents folder, if you open it, you can find files that is that's the templates that I use for creating the icons. I've already created this icon. You can see that there's the garbage collector GC file. This file, if you take a look, it's an SVG file. That means it is an SVG 128 to 128 is already here with the group. Here you can see it. You can switch off the trash can very easily. So it is here, it is set up, and it is saved in that. For the application that I'm using for creating this kind of stuff, I'm using Webcode. Webcode is a nice small application that helps you creating Retina and my SVG based icons. And for the dashboard, for the new dashboard, I'm usually use that, but we don't care about Retina anymore because the SVG can really look nice everywhere. So after this is created, then you click on export, you create the SVG file. We have no image anyway, so that's fine. We export it. It will ask where you would like to save that. Let's save it for now. Replace, okay. The save place is here. We go back. Let me click the mission. Web server resources. It is in the same extension in web server resources. In there we have the images folder. In the images folder we have here a dashboard folder, and the dashboard folder has now this GC garbage collector SVG file. This file that you can see here is now saved as SVG into that folder that we can now use. The next step is now we have to code. We have the icon. Now we have to make the code for the dashboard, so the icon will show up on the dashboard. So the place will be in TB extension. It's in org TreasureBoat in TB extensions. TB extension, that's the file that the superclass is TB Enterprise Framework Principal. That is the place that in starting up the application, this file will be executed for this extension. You can see here in the properties, it is set to principal class. So that means this will execute it at startup boot time. So this is the perfect place to write this kind of stuff. So that means we go to finish installation. That means everything is set up, application is running, and the last thing for the application before it goes to provide service to the user is the finish installation part, and that get called for every framework. So here I think it's the perfect place to add this stuff, this code. I'm copy. Okay, let's not copy. Okay, first we have an image and TBF image, and then we have a TBF dashboard entry. So that let's go here, make some spaces so we have a little more lines, and now let's make the code. So that means it would be an image. Image is new TBF image, and we will use the location URI, alt Wi-Fi, link URI, and the target. I think that's enough for the dashboard. So that means that is a string. The next is an alt, that's for the title. Then we have the width. The width for the dashboard is 64, for the height is 64. Then we have the link URI, make it as this for now, and the target for this for now. So that's the image. So that means the target is at here is the place for the target. We can use an tbf target dot null. So that means it will be, it's a null target, it's nothing. You can also use, like here for example, tbf target blank, then it will open a new page. Then we have to add the URL where it should be go. That means let's first start with the image. The image is static. It's in the TB extension framework. That means TB extensions, and the path will be images dashboard gc for garbage collector svg. That's the image file. Then we need the name for the display the text here, because we use localization, so let's use dashboard dot tbe dashboard garbage collection. And then we need the link. If you click on the image where it choose to go, so we will make a component for that, and that's why we call the component with a page name. So that means page tbe dashboard garbage collection. Okay. After we have the image, now we can make an entry. So we make the entry. Entry is new tbf dashboard entry with a key. The key, let's use like tbe garbage collection, and we put, maybe it's better we put here maybe a number inside 23, like it we have it here in the other one. So because this key get also used for the sorting, so that means then it will be sorted in the correct location we like to have it. Then the next will be the group, in which dashboard group it will be. That means that will be an enum and TB foundation enum with dashboard group dot deploy. We will use the deploy version, so that it will become the deploy tag, because that can be used also on the server for deployment stuff. Then the next is the image itself. So here's the image. With setting this image, because it's a TBF image, we know now what the image is and where to click and everything. Our information is here. And then then we need the restriction. That means it's an enum and TreasureBoat foundation dashboard restriction dot developer exclusive. So that means on the dashboard that is only shown up if the developer is, the access permission is the developer set, then only the developer can use that. You could also set it to, like, say, for the administrator, because you can use the dashboard also for the administrator, and then you can say administrator can also use this stuff. But for now it's only for the developer. That's fine. And the last one was, okay, the last one we make null. That is currently null is fine. You could here set access permission that get called the rules, not the rule system, the role system. In TreasureBoat we have a role system that isn't really finally implemented, but it will come. And this role system get called with this permission, so that means you can really say, even if is like, for example, is the administrator, you can really say the administrator can see that, but for example, you can say if you have two administrator, you can say it's only this one administrator and not the second one. So you can really make some role permissions here to improve this access permission stuff. But for now, null is really perfect because it's a developer exclusive. So I mean, it will only use by the developer, so that we don't need this kind of this. And the last one is then we need the TBF dashboard manager, and call the manager, and then add the entry that we created here. So that means dashboard manager knows now the entry that we created here. So before we go to the next step, we have also, because we have the text here, we have to provide also the localization for this. So that means we have to go to the resources folder. We have here Spanish, Japanese, and English currently. Will be more, I believe, but for now it's here in this DB extension only these three. So then let's open the English version, and here we have to add the localization. So that means here are the other dashboard entries. So let's put it at last here. Dashboard entry garbage collection. It should not be too long, because then it will be not really displaying very good. For now, we can decide it later. For now, it should be fine. Also, it would be good if we create an title that we can use later in the page, in the custom component page, so that add this title, and then we have all information here. For the Spanish file, I have already added here, and then I have only to make the Japanese version working. So that means we need also here the title. Here's the title, and then we have also now the the garbage collection. That means that's the this one. It looks, I hope it is not too long, but we have to see. I have to try out. So that's the localization. So now we can let's close this one. So that means we have now localization in place. We have made the image. We have the link to the image, and we have made the manager the entry. So that means the last missing piece will be the page itself. So we have to create a page with component name TBE dashboard garbage collection. And here we have a non-localized folder, because this will work with the localizer in all kind of languages. So it should be put here, and the other stuff, other components you can see here, they are not currently rewritten. They will be written later in the better new TreasureBoat code, and will move then later to this non-localized file. But for now, we go here. You can see there are already a lot of new icons and dashboard entries and custom components. So let's create a new W component. We use the package for the dashboard, and then we use the name TBE dashboard garbage collection. Let's create this. So that means we have now the code and the component. Let me open also the component. sorry, that was something in the cache from before. So what has to be changed? So first let me extend TBE dashboard base that has some helper classes, a helper object for the dashboard. Then we add the serial. Then we add also a log. That means the garbage collection log. And we import that correctly. It's org slf4j and this one too. So it's import. Then we have to, then that's the constructor. The constructor is fine. Only that it looks better. Okay, no warning, save, looks already better. Now we have to include some methods. First we have to make a message, because we display also not only the log into the log. That means displaying the log is very good, but if you execute it on the server, you have also then log in and have to find the log and see what is going on. So I think it would be nice if we also take a look and can see that on the dashboard itself what the before and the after state was. So let's start here with a private string message. Then let me make the getter and setter from that. Okay, the setter is okay. Then the getter together, and okay, we don't use this, we use it simple, the web object way and not the Java way. Both will work, but yeah, it's only how I like it more. Then to display, that means in the first that we don't have anything to display, we will also make a simple public boolean as message, and then we return an dbf string. String is null or empty message, and if the string is null or empty, then it will display, so that means it should be a not. So that means we have now has message. For the message display, to make it look better, because it's not text in the log, it's now text that will display on the screen. So we could make some changes here. That sorry, that was the set message, that was the wrong one. Here the message, we could here do an if statement, and we ask has message. If we have a message, then return message, but we replace something. That means we will replace the n symbol, that means for character return the line feed, and use the PR symbol instead of that. So that means it will display in 2 lines, also very nice on the screen. I think that's the method that we have. It should be fine. Then we make an action. Okay, the action will be a public w action result with do false garbage collection action false, yeah, false, yes. Okay, then we have to put out the code from the ERX direct action that I copied in the clipboard. Let me get that out and paste it in. So that means this is the code from the direct action, and we have already replaced the TBFW garbage collector here. So then we have only to change the import. Import is, it means it's the same code, only with change here. Also we change the logger, the log info, with the new way of writing the log. That means with this symbol and a comma here. And last we return go to myself action. Go to myself action will is like the null, so that means it calls the custom component itself again. Okay, that means this code is now fine. Import again, save that code. That looks okay. So that means we have to go to the implementation of the custom component. Here to implement we have at first we need a page wrapper, because we don't like to write every HTML all time long, and we have in TreasureBoat a default page wrapper that get called and is used also from the dashboard. So make an web object name page wrapper. This is the page wrapper. Then because we use the skin Gumpy, in Gumpy we have some code that we can use to write the a beautiful CSS. So that means we make some markup. That first is make a div with a class row. That means that will be one row, and then we say a div again. Yeah, put the class inside, and this row has 12 columns. That will be the part of the it's the part that is the title. There here we will show the title, and here we're given an h2 and w localized with the value and here close the h2, and then we make a PR, and here we use the title that we used in the localization files, so that means this file. So then okay, I forget, we need the page wrapper. So to write this, let's write the page wrapper here. That will be an TBE page wrapper. This has 4 different bindings. We have here the dynamic page name. Then we have the look. Then we have the display page configuration name. And we have the navigation state. So the navigation state will be, because it's a dashboard entry dashboard, that will decide when you click on dashboard that the navigation state will be set to dashboard. So the navigation bar will set to the dashboard state. For look, because we use look Gumpy, and you can here have different looks. That means if we have in future other skins and looks, then we could say for this component use a different look. But for dashboard entries we have only Gumpy currently, and I think that's fine. So we say here it should be a Gumpy look. Then we set a dynamic page name. We use here dashboard garbage collection, And then the display name for page configuration, we will also use here garbage collection. This two will occur later, work to display the page title on the screen after the dashboard is displayed. Also, it will work with the rule system. That means if it's a direct web application with the rule system, you can allow to change the title and this kind of information. But because this is not a direct web application, but it can be also used for that. So it's fine if you set this here, but it's not so really important. There is here the look and the navigation state. Okay, then if you save now, we have no error anymore. So then let me run the application, a sample application. In dashboard, you can see the dashboard. It is here set up. So it should be in deploy. Let's go to deploy. And here we have our garbage collection icon and with the text. Looks fine. Let me only switch that to Japanese. How does that look? The debug, deploy. It's a little too long, so that you can see. Okay, I have to change this. So let me go to the resources, to the Japanese version, garbage collection. Let's name it only garbage. That should be fine. Okay, let me refresh this and okay, let's switch back to English again. Okay, in deploy, you can have now, if you create the Hello Boat, the sample application, you can now see after I commit this code to the TreasureBoat repo, you can see this icon in the deploy section. Of course, you will not see these other icons because they are not the part of the TB extension framework. Kiwi data storage is a part in the TB Kiwi data storage, and then we have I think the monitor and in Jenkins is in TB extension, and the other stuff, the other icons here, that is what I spoke already about, the role system and the login code that is in the TB base model, and this code is not currently in TreasureBoat, but I'm working on that, so that means even a login experience can be made much easier and better, especially for new people. They have no idea how to do this code, so they can see how that works. But for now, let's go to the garbage collection. I click here and you have now an empty page, because the page wrapper, we call the page wrapper, so that means the page wrapper display an empty page with the correct Gampi skin, with the title, and also the dashboard here is set. So that means it is set to the dashboard navigation state. So then let's fix and create the code for the custom component. So that means first we let's make the message. So that means we make a div again with class row. That means it will be a row. In there will be a div. And here we have also 12 columns. And then we make an if statement with condition as message, and That means if we have the message, we make an TB string with the value message. Here we make markdown to true, and then escape page then we set to false. So then it gets a little better displayed. Even it's not markdown text, but with the markdown you get some extra P and some extra tags inside, so that makes it makes it better looking. And then we need also, maybe we make that we make a div again. That means we set that in, and here we give it a class with warning alert. So that means we get a yellow box around the message to see what's going on. So clean up this here, looks I think fine. Then we make a new line. That means we make a div again with class row. Then we make a div for the inside, and here we make because here we add the button. That means we make here a class with, let's say, 4 columns, and we center this. So that means we get the button 4 columns. The 4 columns are mostly centered, so the button should be in the center. And then we make a div again. Okay, that was the wrong notation. Div again. Let me only delete these 2 spaces. And here we make the hyperlink for the button. That means it will an TB hyperlink with the action to do force garbage collection action with the string garbage collection execution. Of course, this can be localized later too, but for now let it be like this, and we add the div here, so it's between the div, and then we make a class medium, the size medium. It will be a primary button. So that means primary, that's in blue buttons in the size of medium for the link. And that should be all what we have to do. So let's take a look to the application. Let me refresh. That means go to deploy, go to garbage collection. We have here a garbage collection execution. You can see the medium primary button. That's the medium size. It's blue, and it's a Gampi button now. We have also TBW buttons, but this is a straightforward and custom button, and that has it's centered mostly, so it looks okay. And if we click on that now, it make the garbage collection. You can see in the log here the log for the, and we have also the yellow alert panel here that says that before was it this memory, and after then we have this memory. So that means garbage collection works now in the dashboard, and that's how a dashboard entry you can very easily make. Okay, see you next video.